Hey, Chris Bayless here from the Sponsorship Collective. In this video, I want to talk to you all about how to get food truck festival sponsorship. Check it out. Let's dive in and talk all about how to get sponsorship for your food truck festival or food truck rally. Now, if you're new to the channel, we release videos all about sponsorship every week, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss another one of these videos. And if you're returning to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Take a moment, do it now. It means a lot to me. Let's talk about the types of food truck sponsorship and what this video is about and what it's not about. If you are a food truck business, in other words, you have a food truck or a series of food trucks, and you're looking for a company to give you money to grow your business, what you're describing is actually not sponsorship. What you're describing is an investor. If you have a business idea and you want money to grow that business, you should talk to an investment group, perhaps a bank. If you have a food truck rally, a festival, an event that involves food trucks, and you would like to get money from companies so that they can market their product or services to your shared audience in exchange for logo placement, contests, activations, branding, then you are in fact looking for sponsorship, and that's what this video is all about. My friend Larry always says sponsors are not investors. They're marketers, and I could not agree more. So when we are talking about sponsorship, we are talking about companies that want to market and brand themselves by aligning with you. Now, I know what you're thinking. You already know how to get sponsorship. You make a gold, silver, bronze sponsorship package, email it to every company you can possibly think of, and then hear nothing back. Well, I would argue that you actually don't know how to get sponsorship. You know how to get ignored by sponsors. The strategy you're using right now is exactly how to do that. So let's look at a strategy that actually gets sponsors to respond to you. What are some of the benefits of food truck sponsorship? Obviously, money. You're getting cash from sponsors. When we talk about sponsorship, we are not necessarily talking about just getting free stuff. That's actually called sampling. And sampling is one of the most valuable sponsorship assets. So if you were just getting a bunch of free stuff from companies and calling that sponsorship, you are actually missing out potentially on a significant amount of money. Also, when you align with a sponsor, they're going to help promote you to their audience. It also helps boost your brand power by having sponsors. It's good for you to have sponsors, not just financially, but also to build your brand and increase awareness. And obviously, both of those things help you expand your business and grow your event. Sponsorship should be a major revenue source for you. If it's not, keep watching. Let's dig into the how to secure food truck sponsorship process and what we recommend to our clients. First and foremost, you absolutely have to have goals. I can hear you saying it now, but Chris, my goal is to just make as much money as possible. That is not a goal. That's wonderful, and I hope you make lots of money, but that is not a goal that will inspire anybody. By goals, I mean you should know how many people you want to have attend your food truck rally. You should know how many food trucks you're targeting to have there. You should know exactly what audiences you're trying to get to come to your event. And everybody or families or people who like food is a cop-out. That's not an audience. What media have you invited? What advertising and marketing are you paying for? How much sponsorship do you need to run the very best version of your festival or rally? These are goals. Once you know what your goals are, then you can work backwards from those goals and come up with a business plan. I can't tell you how many times we've heard clients say, I just want to cover the costs of my event and I'd be happy. Then they go through the process of determining their value and understanding their audience and doing good discovery. And what do they discover? That sponsors are actually willing to pay 5 and 6 figures for their presenting and title sponsorship. They set their goals too low. So instead of thinking from a scarcity perspective, how little do I need to not go out of business? In other words, playing not to lose. What would your goals be if you were playing to win? How much money do you need to build an incredible food truck rally? Food truck festival, food truck rally is just a fancy word for business. So how big do you want your business to be? The business that you own, that you're running. Then you need to obtain audience data, whether that's through a survey, whether that's through paid audience analysis. You have to know who your audience is. Most of our clients just do a survey, pretty simple. Then they verify it with third-party sources. Once you've got your audience data, you should have at least 25 plus data points on who your audience is. Then you want to break it out into at least 3 personas or niches. You want to have distinct audience data, and everyone or people from this community doesn't work. At least not when you're trying to attract sponsors. There's a saying in marketing, the riches are in the niches. You want to niche or niche down as much as possible with your audience data. That's what sponsors are interested in. No audience data, no sponsorship. And if you're struggling with sponsorship, it's probably because you don't know who your audience is, you're not collecting audience data, or you've got all kinds of great audience data, you're just not showcasing it in your sales material. The magical thing about audience data is that it actually points you to the right sponsorship prospects. If you limit yourself to families who like food, it's going to be really hard for you to imagine what companies beyond food companies would have any interest in your event. But once you do proper analysis of your audience, that will start to point you to automotive brands, insurance, travel companies, banks, and all kinds of products that you didn't realize had an interest in your audience because you've been defining them only as people who like to go to food truck festivals. And this is why audience data is so important. It's the base of the pyramid upon which you grow your sponsorship program. Start with audience data, then that points you to who you should be speaking to. That's half the battle, because once you know which companies are actually interested in your audience, they'll actually take your phone call. Which leads me to the next step in the process. Once you've identified what companies you want to speak to, don't send them a sponsorship proposal. Don't email a proposal to someone you've never met, and stop sending things to info@emails or customer service at. You could save yourself a whole lot of time by just deleting your sponsorship proposal yourself. Instead, you want to do direct outreach to the people in charge of marketing, brand, product, sales, experiential marketing. This is who you want to be talking to within each of these companies, or the business owner if you're talking to local businesses. You want to then set up a discovery session, a discovery call to go over what that brand is trying to accomplish and what they want your audience to do that they would consider to be valuable. And don't be surprised if the top of their list isn't 2 silver packages and a bronze. It's very unlikely that your completely invented tiers line up exactly with the local car dealer's marketing strategy, which is why you want to create tailored assets and activations or experiences for your audience based on what the prospect tells you they want. If they tell you that they want people to come down to the car lot and do test drives, putting their logo on a sign near the restroom is not going to accomplish that. You want to talk to them about how to get people to actually do a test drive. And maybe that's a contest. Maybe that's having vehicles at your event. That's between you and the sponsor to decide. If they want samples in the hands of your audience, then the question is not how many logos should I put at the bottom of an email. The question is, how do we get samples directly into the hands of exactly who the sponsor is interested in getting in front of? And then you charge them a fair price for that. How do you charge them a fair price? Well, you have to value your assets. Now, if you're looking for a couple $1,000s only for your food truck festival, you can probably negotiate that with your sponsors without knowing your true value. I don't endorse this method. I don't think it's a very wise approach, but you might be able to get away with it. If you're looking for $100,000 or more in sponsorship, then what you need to do is a market valuation. You actually have to go and look at what the same assets would cost if the sponsor went to purchase them. Notice I didn't say what they would pay for the gold, silver, bronze package of your competitor. What would it actually cost them to do the thing that you're offering them? If they get test drives, right now they do it probably through advertising in magazines, newspapers, TV, radio. How much money are they spending on that to get one test drive? That's how you value what you can deliver for them. If you don't know your value and you're not sure how to go about it, head on over to sponsorshipcollective.com, click book a call. That's our specialty. We can help you with that. But if you guess at your value, you are almost certainly leaving money on the table. Then, once you've got your custom assets, you've had your discovery, you know what your value is, sit down with the sponsor with a proposal, which you're going to deliver to them in person, not just by emailing it to them. And you're going to go over everything you're offering and everything they want, and then you're going to negotiate with them. If they tell you that the package is too expensive, no problem. Ask them what they would prefer to pay, and then remove assets from the package to lower the overall cost. If they tell you, hey, this is great, but we're trying to get more people to do test drives, then increase the value of the package. It's your business. It's your rules. Negotiate with sponsors. Valuation is a guide to help you make business decisions. Then, obviously, deliver on everything you said you would deliver on. If you told them you would bring X 100,000 million people to your event, make sure that happens. If you said that you're going to have media partnerships, make sure that happens. If you told them you're going to hand out 1,000 samples, make sure that happens. Deliver on everything you said you would. And make sure that you are getting proof that you delivered, because you're going to produce what's called a fulfillment report after the fact. A fulfillment report is the best tool in the sponsorship game. You're going to take pictures of everything you said you were going to deliver, screenshots. You're going to get testimonials from attendees, pictures of the sponsors engaging with your audience. You're going to put it all together in a report, and you're going to book a meeting with your sponsors after your food truck rally, after your event wraps. And I like to do this within 1 week of the end of the event. I know you're tired. I know you're exhausted. I get it. But trust me, it's worth it. Deliver the fulfillment report, and in that meeting, ask the sponsor how they think it went, and then ask them to sign on for next year. And within 7 days of your event wrapping, you've just confirmed your sponsorship for the next year. So that pre-event grind goes away, at least from a sponsorship perspective. And you also know what budget you're dealing with and what sponsors are not coming back. What do most people do? The event wraps, sponsor's excited. Event owner completely ignores the sponsors for 9.5 months. The sponsor hears from them again when they get their unsolicited sponsorship package, and you get back from the sponsor, our budget has been assigned elsewhere. Don't let that happen to you. Produce a fulfillment report, sit down with your sponsors, confirm them now for next year. Doesn't mean they have to pay now, but get them to sign a contract. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, I would love it if you could drop your one biggest takeaway down below. And if you're actively selling sponsorship, if you're engaged in sponsorship and you're running a food truck rally or event, I'd love it if you could drop a tip down below for your colleagues to see so they can step up their game. And remember, the sponsorship proposal does not make the sale. You do. Good luck out there.